Greetings Petrolheads, my name is the Tom, you're on my gaming channel, and today I'm playing some more Automation Car Company Tycoon game. And I'm gonna introduce to you guys the AMW Mamba. It is a small mid-engine sports car, which I need to explain a little bit. First of all, it's green and it is the car in the middle of this showcase thumbnail. I don't know what that was. Probably clicked out of the window. I apologize. Ignore the cost, because I'll explain why. Now, AMW is a company that produces multiple cars from carbon fiber, okay? Like supercars, super saloons, some very high-end luxury saloons that need to be super safe and therefore are made for carbon fiber and all that. And this car is an entry-level sports car, and it will be made from recycled carbon fiber, so the materials probably cost us like, well, not all that much, and therefore the price is obviously off on this in-game car, because the game doesn't know that it would be recycled carbon fiber rather than, you know, fresh one. But it would also be a pretty expensive habit to throw away carbon fiber, wouldn't it? So you know, you don't really do that for too long until you have serious money problems. It is the smaller of the two mid-engined body shells, as you could probably tell already. It comes with two trims. One is the 1 liter, which is a 1 liter inline 4 engine, naturally aspirated, 999cc, with magnesium block and ALSI head material, because it's a small engine. The materials on a small engine aren't really gonna be that expensive. So the same goes for the bottom end parts here. No qualities though, because we don't need them. 99 cam profile, because we want to rev the crap out of this engine. This makes 140 horsepower out of 1 liter naturally aspirated, with 5 valves per cylinder, you know, typical AMW setup. Plus 3 quality on the head, because we want to reduce valve float. It is still a little bit of an issue, but overall the reliability is still pretty good, especially for a car that revs to 9800 RPM. 69.7 reliability is really good. Direct injection, throttle per cylinder, and performance intake, because this is a sports car. Like, why wouldn't we do this? It is meant to be sporty. And also, in case you guys didn't know this, but you probably did, performance intake also gives you slightly better fuel economy compared to a standard intake. There we go. It's red now, it's green now. Okay. That's how you can tell it, obviously. Rather than checking the values that have set color. Anyway, ignition timing is 65, which is relatively low, because we make this power late. Because, you know, if we're gonna rev it to the stratosphere, we might as well make sure the power comes up there, as opposed to, you know, at 6000 RPM and then a huge drop off. Then it wouldn't make sense to rev this high. Raised tubular headers, because it is road legal to have those, as long as the engine is not too loud, and the loudness is 45.4, which is acceptable. It's not, there's a nice bit of noise, but not too much of it. So this is what I call a high revving performance engine. This could almost be a motorbike engine. I mean, sure, motorbike engines make like, I don't know, 170, 180, some even over 200 horsepower from 1 liter of capacity, and this only makes 140. But it could be in like a mid-range motorbike engine. Not for a high-end performance motorbike, but unless it's really small and light, which, you know, it's not a great argument to begin with, because most motorbikes are. So then we have this trim right here. It's got a 6-speed manual gearbox, geared with a little bit of overrun, and it'll hit 60 miles an hour in third gear. It's got a viscous LSD, nothing too fancy, sports tires, 17-inch rims, which look half decent here. 225s front, 245s rear, making a really nice sportiness to drivability curve, with still a slight tendency to understeer at the very edge, but still feeling very sporty. Vented discs up front and on the rear as well. Probably much too big, but it shouldn't be a big problem. Fully clad under tray for good fuel economy and top speed. Cooling airflow is a little bit more than we need. More front than rear downforce, or at least more front wing angle than rear wing angle. And then we have the interior, which is 2 seats with standard interior and basic entertainment. Because, you know, if you have a car that looks like this and a car that revs to 9800 RPM and a car that also is mid-engine and does 0 to 100 in 5.6 seconds, you probably don't need entertainment. You probably don't need anything more than basic infotainment. Standard safety, because standard is still standard, it's not bad. It's not advanced though, but it will still be fine, and it keeps the car light. Active sport springs with semi-active dampers and passive sway bars, and then customly tuned suspension setup will mean that this car weighs less than 800 kilograms, and in that relation 140 horsepower is actually quite decent. And we'll see how it goes over the quarter mile. It will reach 160 kilometers an hour over the quarter mile from a 1-liter engine, naturally aspirated. 13.8 seconds. That's, I don't know what performance car this compares to, but like, I don't know. However, on the airfield track, it does that in 129.8, which is faster, and by quite a bit, than the E46 BMW M3, which has 200 horsepower more. So, there it is. That's the 1 liter base model, and then there's the V6 model, which is a 2 liter V6, and it's yellow. So it's a 2 liter, again 5 volts per cylinder, aluminium though, because we're getting into a little bit bigger capacity. It's a little bit more expensive here. We still need high-end bottom end, like high quality bottom end parts, in order to support the high revs. This revs not quite as high as the 1 liter engine, but that's only to be expected. 84 cam profile, still pretty high. Naturally aspirated, because there's still no turbos for V6s, and also I wouldn't want them on this particular car anyway. 4 per cylinder, performance intake, direct injection, as always, 65 ignition timing, 9000 RPM limit here, instead of 9800. It's totally enough. Raised tubular headers, again, dual exhausts, no second muffler, meaning that this will be a decently loud car. Not like that moped that just passed by. I'm pretty sure you could hear it. but more like this. And I think you'd rather listen to this anyway. So, again, 6-speed manual gearbox, higher top speed obviously, 4 seconds from 0 to 100 as you can see. Wheel spin is still very low, thanks to the electric diff we have here. Again, this is made from recycled carbon fiber, so again the production cost should be fairly low. Excuse me. There we go. We still have a very nice yaw rate graph here, steering behavior graph if you will. Still 17-inch rims and sports tires. Still vented discs. Still, no, not still, but now we have a downforce on the tray and active wings. Meaning that if we're going in a straight line, it'll be flat, to allow for higher top speeds. Whereas if we're going through corners, or if we are braking, it'll be as aggressive as I set it right here, in order to provide the downforce that I want. So we got 2 standard seats again, basic infotainment, all drive rates except launch control, because launch control with manual gearboxes is, well, I don't like it, let's put it that way. Standard safety again, and a pretty similar suspension setup here as on the 1-liter model. It still only weighs 915 kilograms if you will, with the V6 though, which makes 250 horsepower, and it'll go like this. One 123.3 seconds. That is very fast for a 2-liter car with 250 horsepower. Like, you gotta admit. And then over Tulsa, over the quarter mile, this will reach 186 kilometers an hour. That's 117 miles an hour, I think, something around that, and 12.1 seconds. That is actually 1 full second faster than an A45 AMG Mercedes, and that is no slouch. That car is really no slouch. So that's what this car is. I think it would sell for about, given that this is recycled carbon fiber, so the price here is not accurate, this would probably cost around 45 grand, if I had to guess. Maybe 50. Still, that would be significantly cheaper than a BMW M4, than, a Lotus Exige S V6. It would be cheaper than, well, it won't be able to compete with the Lotus Exige S V6, probably. Yeah, probably not. But the 1-liter version would be yours for probably only 30 grand. Maybe even less, in order to compete with the Lotus Exige. Oh, not Exige, excuse me, with the Elise. And then the V6 version here would compete with an Elise S? No. I don't know, this feels like it fills the gap between a Lotus Elise S with the 220 horsepower and the Lotus Exige with 350. This kind of feels like it's right in between. And if you want a car that pretty much drives like a Lotus and feels like a Lotus and is made like a Lotus almost, but isn't one, then this is the car for you. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Leave me feedback on the cars in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, click the like button, it helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.